You all know exactly what that means. Wrestling Weekend Review podcast slash live stream number. I think this is number 73 that I can think of. Number 73. Oh my gosh, how many of these have I? I cannot believe that I've done that many. But hey, it's okay. I love doing these live streams. What? Excuse me. I got a little. My back is itching a little bit and I can't seem to scratch it very well. But hey, let's get on with the show, shall we? It is obviously, as always, we start off with Monday Night Raw. It begins each week. This week's Monday Night Raw was special because it was officially the last Monday Night Raw on USA Network. Next week, this upcoming Monday, is the official Raw Netflix premiere, and I can't wait. We got Women's World Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Last time I saw that, it was advertised as the last woman standing match. Don't know if that's changed, but we got Tribal Combat. Solo Sikoa. What? Okay, Everbless. What happened? We got Tribal Combat. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. No, I haven't reported anybody's channel as of late. Except maybe the obvious. I think we all know who that obvious is. But no, I haven't reported your channel. Don't know why your channel was reported in the first place, because I don't think you really have much of anything on your channel that's worth reporting. I'm just being honest. But I'm sorry that happened, but it wasn't me. Contrary to what certain people may tell you, will probably want you to believe, it wasn't. Well, I didn't. Okay, so whoever did probably used my name, probably a fake account. Definitely. I would not be a bit surprised, because I know that he made at least one or two fake accounts of me with my name, Judgment Day Mike Harper, but just a different username, which obviously led me to believe that it was fake, just because of the username not being the same. But yeah, let's get on with the show. I don't want to bore you too much with that. Obviously, I've been sort of airing out his dirty laundry, so to speak, on my community tab, in case you want to check it out, Everbless, because it's a plethora of just whatever. Yeah, check out my community tab. It's got a lot of juicy stuff, none of it good, and all of it pertaining to you know who. It's okay, Everbless. You do not need to apologize. I can understand why you might have felt that it was me, because if the channel had my name, then I can honestly I understand. But yeah, Tribal Combat match this upcoming Monday on the premiere. Whoever wins the match gets the Ulafao and is declared the new tribal chief. But as we saw last night on SmackDown, a new stipulation was added to that match where Solo Sikoa basically made it clear, okay, yes, if Roman wins, you put the Ulafao on him, and I acknowledge him as my tribal chief. But when I win, you work for me as my tribal council permanently, and you can't argue about it. You can't say anything. You just have to be there. So, and also the Bloodline, this new Bloodline 2.0, finished SmackDown strong as they beat the OG Bloodline in a tag team match, 6-man tag team match. So I guess you could say that pretty much tells you all you need to know about who's winning on Monday. And it's obviously Roman Reigns, because it's booking 101 when it comes to WWE. Whether it's face or heel, it's the same thing every time. Face gets momentum going into a big match, which is basically probably like maybe a week or maybe a few days away. Then it's usually the heel that's winning the match. If heel gets momentum before a big match, whether it's at a PLE or a special Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or whatever, then that usually means that the babyface is winning. And so on and so forth, because they did it all the time with every single one of Roman Reigns' opponents during his lengthy title reign. It constantly happened. I constantly saw it. Babyface gets momentum before the PLE match, and then Roman Reigns wins. At some point, I was like, well, can't they just let the babyface win for once? Just to make it not so obvious. But it is what it is. Also on the Raw Netflix premiere, we apparently got Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. That will be a good match. Those are the only matches I know of at the moment. Now, obviously, we were supposed to get the finals in the Women's Intercontinental title tournament, but they moved it to the following week. I'm guessing they just felt like they didn't want that match to get lost in the shuffle with all the matches they got planned already for this upcoming Raw Netflix debut, which I understand. I do understand that, because that match will definitely get buried. Not that both of them aren't great wrestlers and great workers, it's just that they will not get as much time as they should. That match should be at least 10, 12 minutes max, 10 to 12 minutes max, with a clear, decisive winner. And I do feel like maybe Lyra Valkyria gets the win, even though I would love to see Dakota Kai. But we'll see what happens. This Monday Night Raw, however, it started out with Jey Uso opening the day. He had a lot to talk about, including Drew McIntyre, talked about Roman Reigns in the Tribal Combat match. The New Day decided to come out and interrupt. This led to a chorus of boos, of loud boos, not piped in, okay? You can't pipe in that kind of heel heat. That heel heat, that is natural. It's not piped in. You can't manufacture that type of heel heat. I said it with Dominic Mysterio when he turned heel on his father. Immediately he became the biggest heel act in the whole company. Like, he couldn't get anything, he couldn't ever get a word out in it. He couldn't ever get a word out because he was constantly being booed loudly by the fans. And obviously, it's the same thing here. The New Day turn on Big E, who is beloved by the WWE Universe. Same with Rey Mysterio, who's beloved by the WWE Universe as well. And you get the same result, the crowd booing them basically out of the building. Obviously, they tried to get words in, but they couldn't, obviously, because of the crowd. Now, for those who are... Now, I'm so glad I got this, because for the last few months or so, I have been looking for these. This is a Frosty Classic Lemonade. It's different from normal lemonade because it's lemonade, but it's also got fizz to it, kind of like soda, kind of like a ginger ale or Sprite kind of soda. So, and I love it, but I haven't been able to find these. Apparently, they had some at Gabe's yesterday, and we were able to get me. Obviously, I'm just gonna let you guys in on it. My mom, and my sister all went out yesterday. We went to Gabe's. She found at least she found some, and she got some. One for herself, and then at least three for me. Like, yes. I've been wanting these for so long because I love them. They're so much better than normal lemonade. But that's what I'm drinking today, in case you guys wanted to know. Then Drew McIntyre comes out and attacks Jey Uso, main event Jey. And that's how the opener ended. Good opener. Obviously, Drew McIntyre is on a quest to get his hands on basically anybody and everybody who has had something to do with Roman Reigns and or CM Punk over the last few months. And I like it. Then we get Damage. After this, we get Damage Control's backstage. They are being interviewed with Kathy Kelly, interviewed by Kathy Kelly. It's Dakota Kai and Io Sky. They are talking about they're talking about the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. They are both in the semifinals this week. We're both in the semifinals this week, and they talked about the potential for a Damage Control finals with Dakota Kai potentially taking on Zoe Stark. So, I mean, potentially taking on Io Sky in the finals, which I thought might have been an interesting route if they had decided to go that way. But then after that, hey, Aaron. Thank you for putting that like. I'm pretty sure that was you because you just came in. And then you just got a second like. So thank you. Thanks. And yes, if there's anybody here that's just now coming in who wants to hit that like button, feel free to do so. Oh, Everbless. Okay, I guess that's your second channel. Well, thank you for putting, I guess, that third like. And I'm just going to let you guys know now that from here on out, I think I am still... Everbless, what are you doing? Everbless, stop. Oh, Danny, okay, thanks. Well, Danny's here, I guess. Yeah, that will not be tolerated on this channel. And I'm just automatically thinking, wait, that might not even be Everbless. That might just be a fake. Oh, okay. Yeah. As soon as he started the letters, and I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what he's saying, and I'm like no. That is not gonna happen. Not on this channel. That don't fly. And hey, Danny, thank you for coming. Yeah, and since you're here, Danny, I just thought I'd let you know, as well as everybody else that's here at the moment, that I think what I am going to do when it comes to these live streams on Saturday, I think I'm just going to make this an annual thing where I just go live anywhere between 3 and 3:15. That's going to be my start time. Anywhere between that time frame is when I'm going to go live. I'm no longer going live at 3:30. I'm just going to start anywhere between 3 and 3:15, just so I can so I can have enough time to do my live stream, and then afterwards charge my phone back up, hopefully to anywhere between 80 and 85%, because by the time my live stream is over, it's usually between 65 and 70% as far as my phone battery. So I figured I'd want to give myself enough time for my phone to charge back up. I'm starting to think that was not you, and that was a fake. But hey. Oh, yes, I saw that, and I'm so happy she did it. And she was actually, and I'm guessing she was a genius. And if this was her plan all along, then she's a genius, and she's a genius for fooling us all into thinking that she was actually friends with Nia Jax all this time. And every time I was getting kind of bored with the whole cashing in faith, with the whole maybe she'll cash. Oh wait, she might be cashing in, and then Nia just automatically just like notices what she's about to do and is like, you were gonna cash in on me? Like she catches Nia and catches Tiffany in the act, and it's like, ugh, how many more times are we gonna have that happen? Where Tiffany looks like she's going to cash in only for Nia to catch her and basically bully her into not cashing in. But I'm glad she did, and it's obvious, and I'm glad that she's doing it. And if the rumors are true, and I'm hoping, and as far as WrestleMania goes, if they want to do Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, I'm okay with that. Charlotte Flair can put Tiffany over. She doesn't need another world title reign, so she can. Yep. If Tiffany Stratton, if Charlotte wants to put Tiffany over, she doesn't need another world title reign. But a Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton match could actually be pretty good. Don't worry, Danny, because I just did. I just timed out the fake Ever Bless and then hit him. So, bye-bye. And if you're who I think you are, then bye, Mox. You can't fool me. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, back to the show because I'm starting to get off track a little bit. Yeah, after we were backstage with Damage Control, then we got the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament semifinals. This is the first of two semifinal matches. This is Dakota Kai versus Zoey Stark. This match lasted about 8 minutes. It was a very good match. And Dakota Kai actually won the match, which I was kind of not exactly surprised, but then I should have been. But I was kind of surprised, but then I felt like maybe I shouldn't have been surprised. I could have seen either one of these women go into the finals, but hey, I guess it's great that Dakota Kai is actually getting a bit of a push out of this tournament. The only question is, if she loses the finals to Lyra, well, will her push continue? After this, we got a little video package for Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Their match, they obviously will be facing off at the Raw Netflix premiere in a match for the Women's World Championship. And it was announced on this episode of Monday Night Raw that it will be a last woman standing match. Obviously, this will end the feud, hopefully. And hopefully Rhea Ripley wins the title so she can move on and do other things at WrestleMania and do bigger and better things at WrestleMania. With the way they recently did a segment, I think it was leading into Saturday night's main event, where Rhea Ripley, I think it was the Anything Goes match between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. After the match, both Io Sky and Rhea Ripley seemed to have their eyes on the Women's World Championship. That could be, they could have been foreshadowing there. Io Sky potentially winning the Women's Royal Rumble, or at the very least the Women's Elimination Chamber match, getting an opportunity at Rhea's title, which I could totally see them doing it that way. That is, if Rhea even wins the title on Monday, which obviously we'll find out. Then we have a 6-man tag match. Damian Priest and the War Raiders. They're taking on the Judgment Day of Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio. Whatever. Yeah. It's okay, Aaron. Hopefully other people show up. I don't know if anybody else is going to show up, but hopefully maybe one or two more people. Yep, starting next week, WWE Raw at least will be on Netflix. But I think Netflix has already garnered some WWE content, which I think is great. But then again, it's also kind of hard because if WWE moves from Peacock to Netflix, that's going to cause a little bit of confusion for me because I like Peacock. There's a bunch of stuff on Peacock that I love to watch, and I'm like, okay, so if WWE moves over to Netflix, then what am I going to do? Of course, Netflix apparently, from what I've heard, is only $1 less per month than Peacock. But if I'm just going to be subscribing to Netflix just for WWE, then I don't know what to do. Really, hey Nate, it's not okay. It's okay. You're not late. Glad you're here. But hey, it is what it is. Damian Priest, War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. This match lasted about 8 minutes, and although this match should have been just a throwaway match that didn't mean much, it was a surprisingly good match. And they made the most, and these 6 men made the most of it. So, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Peacock is a little bit better, I guess. Which makes me kind of wish that WWE would just stay on Peacock. Just lower its price maybe $1 or $2, and then I'd be okay with it because originally I was paying $5.99 a month for Peacock. I don't know why Peacock decided to up its subscription rate per month just for the regular subscription from $5.99 to $7.99. I just don't know why they felt the need to do that. I don't know, but it is what it is. If you hear me burping every now and then, that's obviously just because of this. I'm drinking classic lemonade, but it's more of like a lemonade soda of sorts because it's got some fizz, because it's got fizz to it. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's definitely not Nate. Then, after we go to a commercial break, and then we get a Chad Gable, and when we come back from commercial break, we get Chad Gable interview. He's being interviewed before his match with Otis. Well, you can honestly, you don't have to know, you don't have to have me tell you what he said here because it's pretty much straightforward. He talks about how dumb Otis is and how stupid the Alpha Academy was and how he was a fool for even thinking that they would ever amount to anything. Basically. We go into the match. It was actually a good match, but it was just this is way too late. This match should have happened a long time ago, back when Otis first decided to chuck Chad Gable, decided to leave Chad Gable. But no, we get this match now, and hey, I know, TikTok is apparently getting banned, and I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me because I don't use TikTok. Never used TikTok, and I don't think I ever will. And I guess I won't be able to anymore, but then again, well, yeah, I guess that's a plus for Matt that he doesn't have to stream on 2 separate. Oops, got someone left a comment on one of my recent videos, so I'm gonna have to respond to him when I'm done with this. Oh yeah, you can blame China for a lot of things nowadays. Also, if anybody that's just now coming in wants to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. But I would appreciate it. This match lasted 7 minutes. Good match, but just way late. This is way too late to be doing this match now. But hey. Oh, you can't exactly blame Biden for every single bad thing that happens in this world. Yeah. Well, now going forward, you especially can't because he's no longer president. He's no longer going to be president. So basically, as soon as Trump is inaugurated and officially sworn into office, anything bad that happens in this world from here on out is going to have to be Trump's fault. Is at least either Trump's fault or related to Trump. Because it's up to Trump. Because it's up to Trump to keep this world afloat. Yeah. Finn Balor is backstage. Obviously he's not happy. Obviously he wasn't exactly happy about losing the 6-man tag match. And he has this once, and he just wishes, and he's wishing Liv Morgan good luck next week in his match against Rhea Ripley. Well, it's getting banned, and I don't know what else to say. Again, it doesn't bother me because I don't use TikTok, and I never have. Then we get R-Truth. He's coming out to the ring to, I guess, to talk to the fans, I guess. But it was cut short as Pete Dunne decided to do a little bit of an attack. I'm guessing he's still not exactly happy about the loss that he suffered to R-Truth a few weeks ago, and I'm guessing they're getting a second match out of this. Maybe, I don't know. He's still on Matt's channel. Mox is still on Matt's channel, and I still don't know why. Because of all the things that Mox is done. Well, if you were to join the Bloodline, you could possibly win a title or so, because I'm not in the Bloodline anymore because I'm still in the Bloodline because I'm in the Bloodline group chat that we have, because I'm still technically sort of, I guess you could say I sort of own the Bloodline basically, but Maroney is the one that's now the leader of the group when it comes to the Matt's live streams. So the next time Matt goes live, just don't know when it'll be. He'll probably go live for the Raw Netflix premiere. No, sorry, Nate. But if you want, you can ask Maroney on the Matt's live stream. I'm sure he's going to stream the Raw Netflix premiere. So just ask Maroney, can I be in the Bloodline? And I'm sure he'll say yes. But yeah. After that, between Pete Dunne and R-Truth, we go backstage. We have New Day. New Day is out backstage, and the LWO apparently confronts them. So I'm guessing the New Day are going to now be feuding with the LWO, which isn't bad for a first-time feud for the New Day's heel run. So, hey, should be good. We also get a Ludwig Kaiser segment. He is out in the ring talking about the fact that he wasn't able to win the Intercontinental Championship. But then all of a sudden he is apparently interrupted by none other than Sheamus. I feel like Sheamus and Cubic Kaiser feud should be done and over with by now. Should have already been done and over with by now. This will probably be like the third or fourth match they've had together. And although their matches have been great, it's like, how many more of these do we need? Just like Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. They've now had maybe like, what, 4 matches, maybe 5 matches since Drew McIntyre, at least 4 matches since Drew McIntyre turned heel back in 2023 and in late 2023. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. We don't need any more Drew versus Sami matches. No matter how many times Sami Zayn doesn't want to stop bringing the fight to Drew, like, Sami Zayn, please. Every single time he's lost. So it's like, and Sami can't beat Drew, and I don't think he ever will. And I would love to see WWE try to build up a storyline where Sami Zayn tries to beat Drew McIntyre, no matter how many times he loses. He keeps coming back for him. Rather, I don't know. Then we get Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. This is basically the main event match of the night. In the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament, this match lasted about 10 minutes, maybe. At least around 10 minutes. This match was pretty good. It was very good, actually. And Io put Lyra over, which I was not expecting. I actually was not expecting Lyra to win. But she did win, and I'm excited for her. She probably will win the tournament, but we'll see what happens on the 13th, which is when this match will happen. We also got a backstage, obviously, with Jey Uso. Adam Pearce said that he made it official. Jey Uso talked to Adam Pearce, said that he wanted a match with Drew McIntyre. Adam Pearce said that if Jey wants it, then he'll give it to him, and it'll be on the Raw Netflix premiere. So Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso is on the Raw Netflix premiere. I don't think that Jey Uso wins. As much as I would love Jey Uso to win, I feel like they're going to have Drew win just because he's a heel, and he's definitely at his most entertaining right now. So I feel like there's no reason why Jey Uso should win this match. Just not yet, maybe. And then also we got the main event of the show. The real main event of the show was Seth Rollins and CM Punk face-to-face. This was just beautiful. This was amazing. This was everything you would ever expect a Seth Rollins CM Punk face-to-face to be. Didn't even have a brawl, which I think was the most important thing, is that they didn't throw hands, but they threw a lot of verbal shots at each other. Seth Rollins even mentioned CM Punk's failed stint in AEW. Like, yeah, let's talk about paychecks. You apparently took the biggest paycheck of your career and went to the competition. Oh, wait, how'd that work out for you, though? But how did that work out for you, though? Oh, wait, I can tell you exactly how that worked out. You got fired. Yeah, that was brutal. Obviously, they focused mainly on CM Punk leaving the company in 2014 and wanting WWE to burn in hell and all that. You went on your buddy's podcast and berated WWE. You wanted it to burn with your CM Punk chants, burn down. No pun intended. You wanted with the CM Punk chants. But CM Punk got some verbal shots in as well, but I think Seth Rollins won that back and forth. That promo battle, I think Seth Rollins won by a slim margin. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. The last Monday Night Raw on Netflix, on USA Network. We also got a video package of some of Raw's best moments on the USA Network, and we saw a bunch of nostalgic moments, obviously, for people who maybe I haven't seen these moments in a long time. But if I had to rate Monday Night Raw this week, I would rate it a 7 out of 7 and a 7 out of 10. The main event segment was great. The two women's matches were great, were really good. The Damon Priest and War Raiders 6-man tag match, it was good, but wasn't necessarily like needed. And then Chad Gable versus Otis wasn't necessarily needed either, so it is what it is. Now we go to Tuesday NXT. Tuesday NXT. This is New Year's Eve. Obviously, this is New Year's Eve, and this upcoming Tuesday will be New Year's Evil in Los Angeles. So obviously, WWE will be live at the Inuit Dome or whatever it is, wherever it is in Los Angeles, and then I'm guessing they're going to stay. WWE's going to stay in Los Angeles for New Year's Evil. But this was a good show. Throughout the night, though, we got some year-end awards where WWE NXT basically honored the match of the year, the moment of the year, tag team of the year, women's superstar of the year, and men's superstar of the year. So 5 awards given out. The opening, though, was Kalani Jordan taking on Lola Vice. A good match. Pretty good match. This match lasted around 9 minutes. And Lola, I can't remember who won this match. I think it was Kalani Jordan that won this match. Afterwards, though, I think it was Lola who won because Cora Jade at one point came out to distract Kalani Jordan. That led to basically Lola Vice getting the win. Then we get, after the match, we get Cora Jade attacking both Kalani and Lola. Then out comes Stephanie Vaquer. She starts attacking on Cora Jade. Then Lola Vice goes to hit Cora with a back fist elbow, and then Cora gets out of the way, and so Lola accidentally hits Stephanie with the back fist. And that's how that ends. Then we go backstage. Ava Raine is with Charlie Dempsey and Lexis King. Now, as far as last week's match with Charlie Dempsey and Lexis King, it was an NXT Heritage Cup match. Obviously, the match ended in disqualification, which means that the person who holds the title loses, which means the match ends automatically. Now, I actually do not even know the exact rules of this match either, much like a lot of you guys probably don't know, and it's really complicated. Apparently, a disqualification can end the match, but it doesn't necessarily stipulate whether or not the person who got disqualified, if the person who got disqualified is the champion, do they lose the title via disqualification? Can they lose the title via disqualification? Obviously, the match can end in that way, but does the champion lose the title if the champion is the one disqualified? Obviously, we didn't really know that, so obviously Ava decided that the best thing to do was to set up another match between the two of them. Sudden death, just one fall piece. This isn't a normal Heritage Cup match. This is just sudden death, one fall to a finish. And so we'll get that match at New Year's Evil. Who wins? I don't know, because we already let this King sort of unofficially crown the champion for a week. So I don't know. We could have either one of those people win. And obviously William Regal event, and then Ava decided to address William Regal's involvement in the match, and William Regal's like, you know what? I'm done getting involved in this. You don't want my help, Lexis? Fine. Win this match on your own, lose on your own. I don't care anymore. Somehow I do feel like he's going to get involved again. I don't know how, but it's just going to probably happen at some point. Then we go backstage somewhere else backstage where we have Lola Vice and Stephanie McCur sort of arguing about obviously the miscommunication in the ring when it came to Cora Jade. Lola winning a back fist on Cora ducking, and Stephanie getting the back fist instead. Then we get while all of this is happening, Cora Jade is watching with a huge smile on her face. Ava walks up to her and has an announcement for her, is that she'll be involved in a fatal four-way match at New Year's Evil, with the winner getting a shot at the women's North American title. And it's apparently going to be those three women that were in the ring. It'll be Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, Stephanie McCur, and Cora Jade, all in a match to determine the number one contender for the Women's North American Championship. So it's either going to be Lola or Stephanie. Kalani already got her rematch, and Cora, I just don't know how heel versus heel would work. So it's either going to be Stephanie or Lola. I do not know who's winning that match. So then we get Cedric Alexander. He's backstage talking with Sarah Schreiber. He's getting ready for a match this week against Ethan Page. All of a sudden, Ethan Page walks up, starts talking, and then they start brawling. They get out to the ring. Their match wasn't even supposed to happen at this point, but I guess they decided to just start it anyways because they're already out there. This match lasted about 5 minutes. Wasn't a squash, but it wasn't also not a really long match. And Ethan Page wins, regardless. And Ethan Page wins, so it is what it is. After the match, Ethan Page attacks Cedric Alexander, even brings out a toolbox and just slams one of Cedric's hands down with it is what it is. Oh, Maroney. As if I could actually believe you. As if I could actually believe you. And you're not the guy that got me banned, obviously. Obviously, you're not the one for... Oh, wait. No, it's a... Then, after this match, we get our first look at the year-end awards for NXT. The first award given out is Match of the Year. Now, I can't remember all of the matches that were in this category, but I can surely tell you which match actually did win. We got the Match of the Year was Dijak versus Josh Briggs versus Oba Femi, triple threat match for the North American Championship at Stand and Deliver last year, which honestly, it makes sense. It was arguably one of the best triple threat matches I've seen in NXT since I started watching NXT, which was back in 2021. Don't go yet, Maroney. Don't go yet, Maroney. I have a special gift for you. After this, then we go to a commercial break. Then, after we come back from commercial break, we got Julia sending a message to Roxanne Perez in preparation for their match for the NXT Women's Championship at New Year's Evil. I fully expect Julia to get the win. And yeah, that's just it is what it is. Then we get Hank Walker and Tank Ledger backstage. They are just backstage talking with themselves. Then Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont just show up. They're talking. They go back and forth, and then Wesley shows up. I'm guessing this was in preparation for a 6-man tag team match, which obviously Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, they would need to find a tag team partner for this match. Then we get Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dane. This match lasted about 6 minutes. Wasn't a bad match though, and actually Izzy Dane won the match after Sol Ruca was going to attempt, I guess, a high-risk move, and then Izzy Dane pulls Zarya, who came out at ringside to show support for Sol Ruca. She pulls Zarya into harm's way. Obviously, that was an accident. Then Izzy Dane winds up winning off of that distraction. So good for Izzy Dane to get an impressive win in a match where I almost assumed she was going to lose anyways. Then we get another award being given out, the year-end awards. This one is for Moment of the Year. This is for Moment of the Year. And the Moment of the Year is Joe Hendry makes his debuts on NXT. That is the Moment of the Year, and I almost am like, yeah, there's only one moment that even makes the most sense, and that is obviously Joe Hendry debuts in NXT. Obviously, he's going to WWE once the TNA deal expires, I'm pretty sure. Same with Jordan Grace. And so, hey, it is what it is. It was good to see Joe Hendry on NXT. I kind of like him. He's pretty cool. So, then after this we get yeah, right. I'm nowhere near as despicable as that creep. Oh, and Maroney, you shouldn't believe everything that Moxley tells you, because you know how he lies. You know how he lies. Then, after this backstage segment with Ashante and Nikita, we get another year-end award. This is for Tag Team of the Year. Now I think I know who was all involved in this. We got the Metal 4 Girls, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, Fraxium. We got the Family. We got Chase U, Duke Hudson, and Andre Chase. And I think those were the teams that I remember. Oh, and we got Hank and Tank apparently were involved in this category too, which I thought was interesting. But the NXT Tag Team of the Year went to Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Hands down, knew this was going to be the case. Knew that was happening. And congratulations to a deserving team, because they totally deserve it. They're probably one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling right now. Just not even in WWE, but in all of professional wrestling. But yeah, congrats to them. Then we get a triple threat tag team match. Very funny, Maroney. I thought you were leaving. Why stay? Then we got a triple threat tag team match. Katana Chance, King Carter versus Metaphors, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, and Shotzi and Gigi Dolan. This match went about 11 minutes. Wasn't bad, actually. And we got, the Metaphor Girls of Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend did win this match via interference from the Fatal Influence stable. They obviously were there to make sure that Gigi Dolan and Shotzi did not win this match. And I'm guessing we might, and now as of, well, it's okay. Well, Maroni, if you want to be on the losing side, then feel free. Or at least, well, not the losing side, but the losers side. Then, hey, be my guest. Be my guest. But that doesn't mean I won't continue to expose all of the dirty laundry that Moxley has. And there's a lot of it. It's absolutely wonderful what you can find out via screenshot. It's honestly wonderful what you can see via screenshot. After this, we got another year-end award. This was for Women's Superstar of the Year. And there were a bunch of women in this category. We had Kalani Jordan, Soruka, Roxanne Perez, Lola Vice. Jada Parker was in this at all also. But the Women's Superstar of the Year was Roxanne Perez, and I honestly couldn't have agreed more. Obviously, this was the right choice. Then we got the men's six-man tag match. Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont and Wes Lee versus Hank and Tank first, and a mystery partner that they defined. And apparently they found Andre Chase. He came out there and he wasn't even wearing his usual Andre Chase t-shirt. He was just wearing a white dress shirt. This match went about 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Not a bad tag team match, but it could have been better. Wesley and company actually did get the win after Andre Chase at one point decided to just abandon his team in the middle of the match. But hey, it is what it is. Andre Chase. After this match, though, we did get Andre Chase backstage with Kale Dixon. Apparently, he was wondering when semester was going to start for JCU, and wait. No, I wasn't. Yeah, JCU is dead. Don't know what's going to happen with Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, or even Riley Osborne or Thea Hale, but damn, I'm just, hey. Yeah, no disrespect, okay? I might have to time you out And I'm sure you don't want that now, would you? Then in the main event, we get the final NXT year-end award. Yeah, but I didn't watch the rest of the live stream. But I didn't watch the live stream. I knew he was live. And I sent you the link, but I didn't actually watch the live stream. So I don't know what you said. Let's see how you like being put in timeout for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. For the last year-end award we got was for Men's Superstar of the Year. We got Obafemi, Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Tony D'Angelo, and I think even Javon Evans, was in this category. Now, obviously, I would have done either Trick Williams or Obafemi. Now, we don't even actually know who actually won Male Superstar of the Year, because Mike Rome didn't even get to finish saying who was male superstar of the year before Obafemi decides to crash, decides to just take the plaque for himself, and is like, hey, I don't care who you are about to announce. I'm the male superstar of the year because he's my friend. He's my friend. He doesn't want to admit it, but he is. He is my friend, and I will never not. Then Trick Williams comes out. He obviously, there's not much else to hype up. They're going to have their match at the New Year's Evil for the NXT title in a triple threat match alongside Eddie Thorpe, who at the end of this got the jump on both Obafemi and Trick Williams. He even cracked that plaque over the head of Obafemi, basically destroying it. So that's how NXT ended. NXT was a pretty decent show. If I was to rate it out of 10, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Now on to AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite was an okay show. Wasn't great, but it was okay. Opener was Hangman Adam Page taking on Orange Cassidy. This match went about 9 minutes. Wasn't bad at all, but Orange Cassidy lost to Hangman Adam Page, which I honestly didn't think was any doubt in any doubt. After this, though, we got the Undisputed Kingdom. They're backstage. They are talking. They're just hyped up for this, I guess, this Casino Gauntlet match that they've got coming up. And apparently Roderick Strong is going to be in a triple threat match that night to see who was going to get the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet match. Not that he's winning, but this triple threat match was to determine who the number one contender is. So obviously this was Roderick Strong versus Jay White versus Swerve Strickland. This match lasted about 11 minutes, and it was a pretty decent match. Every single person in this match is good, although I don't know why Roderick Strong is even being considered in the main event scene. I would have put Adam Cole in this match a lot. I would have put Adam Cole in this match instead of Roderick Strong, but it is what it is. AEW did what they did. We can't change that. So I think Jay White won the match. Afterwards, though, Ricochet decides to come out. And now because of what happened, I'm guessing because of what happened at World's End, when he got humiliated by Swerve Strickland, I guess he decided, you know what? I'm just gonna embarrass Swerve right here for all the fans to see. So he did that by taking a pair of scissors and stabbing Swerve Strickland repeatedly in the head. Okay, Ricochet, you want us to take you seriously? I think you finally got it. I think you finally have decided, you know what? I'm done people making fun of me. I'm just gonna be as obnoxious and annoying as I want to be, just 10 times, just with the heel part, and 10 times that. Okay, this is the best that Ricochet's looked since he debuted, basically, so gotta give him that. We get MJF backstage. MJF has a New Year's resolution, and apparently it involves winning back to Triple B. Oh, God. No, no, no. I'm saying this for everybody's good. We do not need another MJF world title reign. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. You can have your own opinions on MJF, but I don't know if we need another world title reign by MJF. It's going to take a lot to get the title off of Jon Moxley, and obviously Jon Moxley has his friends and the Death Riders who are going to be there to save him every time he has a match or every time he gets into trouble. So MJF's going to need to bring an army with him just to even have a chance. But it is what it is. We got a in-ring segment, promo segment from Mercedes Moné, the TBS champion. I don't know who she's going to be facing next for that TBS championship. But hey, her reign has mostly been boring, but she's had some good matches. But it is what it is. We'll see. Then we get a Hurt Syndicate. So interesting saying Hurt Syndicate instead of Hurt Business, which is what they were named for years, for a while in WWE, before they broke up. But we got Hurt Syndicate versus the Acclaimed. This was about a 6-minute match. Didn't last too long. Wasn't a bad match at all, but it just don't know if it really needed to be there. They've been hinting recently at a possible either an Acclaimed split or heel turn. And I don't know if that's going to do any of them any favors. But hey, it is what it is. We can't complain. We can complain all we want, but it's not like AEW is going to actually listen to our voices. Because apparently they don't seem to give a shit right now to begin with. Next, we got Julia Hart, who is returning, who returned recently from an injury. Well, from an injury that she suffered and she's taking on Jamie Hayter. This was a good match. Went about 7 minutes. She looked good in this match. And Jamie Hayter looked good, but it's just that Jamie Hayter's hasn't been doing much since coming back from her injury at the All In London. And granted, she made her return on the pre-show in a segment involving Saraya, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, made somewhat sense because Saraya was one of the people responsible for her getting injured in the first place. So I get that part, but just to have it on the pre-show, like, no. But it is what it is. Julia Hart won using her submission hold. Good for her. Then we get Powerhouse. We also got Powerhouse Hobbs in a match that Tony Khan loves to book more times than none. 2-on-1 handicap matches. And guess what? Powerhouse Hobbs lost his international championship match at World's End. So what does Tony Khan do to immediately make Powerhouse Hobbs look just as good as he did going into the match? But we're giving him a 2-on-1 handicap match where he does literally 3 or 4 power moves, and then 1, 2, 3, the match is over in a minute. Did we need this match? No. Could have given that extra minute to another match. Like maybe Julia Hart versus Jamie Hayter could have added at least another minute to their match. But Tony Khan is obviously going to book the show that he wants to see, so who am I to complain? That's all I can do. Then we got Jeff Jarrett. Apparently Jeff Jarrett has signed a new deal with AEW, but it'll be his last deal that he ever signs before he eventually decides to retire, I guess for good. And I'm guessing he's going to be in this Casino Gauntlet match. And his goal, and he also has somewhat of a New Year's resolution to become an AEW World Champion, just like MJF wants back to Triple B. He also wants to be World Champion. This could lead to an interesting storyline. Now, even if he loses, which I think is obviously going to happen, but then again, knowing Tony Khan, he just can't resist the urge to put that world title on. He probably won't be able to resist the urge to pull that title on Jeff Jarrett. No, I'm not sad. Because I know I'm coming back eventually. because Matt knows the truth. Matt knows the truth about Moxley, and the fact that he hasn't done anything about it is crazy. But the main event was Rated FTR. This is something that I wanted to talk about because apparently AEW and Tony Khan have decided to shorten Adam Copeland's name. He is now being referred to as the Rated R superstar Cope. That should tell you all you need to know about AEW and how bad they are. Sounds like something that would have come out of Vince McMahon's mouth, and honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you any different. Sounds like something that would come right from Vince McMahon's playbook. That's a Vince McMahon play if I ever saw one. Shortening someone's name, like Berto or Angel or Theory. But hey, they took on the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio. This match lasted about 15 minutes. It was a decent match, and Rated FTR won via a spear by Edge on Jon Moxley, and he got the win. That was Dynamite. If I had to rate AEW Dynamite, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Some decent matches like the opener, the triple threat match, women's match, and the 6-man tag match at the end. But we got some 6-man tag matches. We got at least one 6-man tag match in all 4 shows this week. Interesting. But hey, it is what it is. Cheers to 2025. Friday Night SmackDown. This show opened up with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, obviously, he had a lot to talk about when it comes to Kevin Owens. His match with Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble for the North American Championship. Go cry to Moxley. Because apparently what you do best. That's apparently what you do best. You've already said that 3 times, Maroney. I'm not believing it now. That's now the 3rd time you've said, I'm leaving. Nah. Hey, goodbye. And what? And guess what? You're still here. Drew McIntyre, though, interrupts this, and I'm like, interesting, Drew McIntyre's out here. And then I remember that Cody Rhodes teamed up with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood. This could potentially lead to something down the line. That is, if the rumors of Drew McIntyre potentially moving from Raw to SmackDown are true. This could lead to a match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. At one point, Drew even says for Cody Rhodes to watch his back. That leads to Kevin Owens getting another beatdown on Cody Rhodes, this time with Cody Rhodes getting the better of the exchange. And I honestly don't know why they're just, right now, all WWE seems to think about when it comes to this feud is just back. It's just attack after attack after attack by either Cody or KO. They're just going to have spam this until the Royal Rumble. Great. The match should be great, but I just don't know why we're constantly having to sit through just Kevin Owens beatdowns of Cody Rhodes. If it's obvious Cody might actually be winning the match. Reason why Kevin Owens should be booked this board-proof against Cody Rhodes. The first match was Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a non-title match. And Shinsuke wins in about 11 minutes. Not a bad match. LA Knight comes out after the match to deliver a beatdown on of his own on Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'm guessing he's going to have another match for the rematch for the title. And I'm guessing from what I think that match was made official for next week, SmackDown, so that should be good. Then we get like all this backstage with Pretty Deadly. He's sort of chastising them for lying about who attacked the Street Profits. This led to then we get Michin versus Piper Niven. This match lasted about 4 minutes 30 seconds, and it was a decent women's match. Short, but somewhat decent, and Michin actually gets the win, surprise win over Piper Niven. I wasn't a little shocked that she actually won. Then we get and after we go to commercial break and come back, we get a couple of messages. Naomi has a message for her opponent, Nia Jax, later on in the night. Simple, effective. Motor City Machine Guns also had a message for DIY in preparation for in regards to their tag team match later on for the tag titles. Then we get Nia Jax backstage. She's with Candice LeRae, and she doesn't know where Tiffany Stratton is. But Candice is like, don't worry, Nia. I'm here. I'll be by your side in your title match. I'll make sure Bianca doesn't get in the way. And obviously Nia likes that. She's like, yeah, make sure that Bianca doesn't get involved. And she didn't for most of her part. She didn't get involved. Then DIY and are backstage with Pretty Deadly, and they're talking to Pretty Deadly, and they basically tell Pretty Deadly that it's important that we walk out of Phoenix as champions, especially if you guys want a title opportunity, because we'll give you one. Then DIY go out for their match against the Motor City Machine Guns. This match lasted about 9 minutes. It was for the tag titles, and apparently they won, and the match ended in a bit of a no contest when Legado del Fantasma apparently decided to come out and spoil things by starting to attack Pretty Deadly, who came out to assist DIY. This led to all 4 teams eventually being in the ring, and it just ended in a no contest. Then after this, we get a Paul Heyman segment. We get Paul Heyman. He's cutting a promo in regards to the tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. I honestly believe Solo Sikoa will lose. You talked about Solo Sikoa and about him and how him and Roman Reigns brought up Solo Sikoa and how they trained him to eventually take his rightful place as tribal chief. But then he talked about how Solo Sikoa apparently decided after WrestleMania that he was not going to wait for Roman Reigns to step down. He was going to take it by force. And how he started talking about how he started bringing in these lowlifes and criminals, one of which he said is even too violent for the criminals, for the prison system. Like, okay, wow. He was talking about Jacob Fatu, which totally makes sense considering Jacob Fatu's character at this point as a oh, hey, Danny. Thank you for coming. We get, after this, then Solo Sikoa comes out alone. He has a message for Paul Heyman. He says he wants Paul Heyman to hold the Ulafau during his match with Roman Reigns. And whoever wins the match, he wants Paul Heyman to put the Ulafau around their neck. But then he also made an extra stipulation. If if he wins and when he wins, Paul Heyman must become Solo's tribal council permanently. So not only is the Fowl at stake, but also Paul Heyman and his services are at stake. Then we get Nia Jax versus Naomi for the Women's Championship. This match was just as good as their previous match, only that much better. It went about 15 minutes, which is crazy considering how most matches on SmackDown, even the women's matches, don't usually make it past the 8 to 9 minute mark. Even if it's like the main event, and even like 2 main event level talents. So this match lasted about 15 minutes. And it was a good match. It was great. Nia obviously won via a distraction from Candice LeRae and then Tiffany Stratton coming out to hit Naomi with the briefcase. Afterwards, though, Nia Jax was beating up on Bianca, who came in the ring to look after Naomi. Nia Jax went for the Annihilator, only for Tiffany Stratton to swerve us all and attack Nia in the knee with the briefcase. This led to her also attacking Candice LeRae, which then led to Bianca Belair hitting an impressive KOD over on Nia. I'm guessing Jade Cargill isn't the only superstar who can, and Rhea Ripley are the only 2-3 superstars who have been able to do anything, use any sort of power move on Nia Jax. And this leads to Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase finally, and she wins. And she's now the new Women's World Champion. Good for her. Then we get the main event, Sami Zayn and the Usos, or Sami Uso and the Usos, versus the Bloodline 2.0, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. This is about 14 minutes in length, and the new Bloodline wins via a distraction from when Drew McIntyre at one point even comes out, I guess to try and disrupt the match, although Jey Uso dispels of him. The match ends with when Jey Uso hits a Uso splash on Jacob Fatu, not knowing that Jacob Fatu is not the legal man. It's Solo Sikoa. Solo hits the Samoan Spike, gets the 1, 2, 3, and that's how SmackDown ends. It is what it is. If I were to rate Friday Night SmackDown, it would be the first 3-hour Friday Night SmackDown. I rated a good old 7.5. The main event match was good. The Naomi versus Nia Jax match was good. Andrade versus Shinsuke was good, even though I would have liked it if Andrade maybe won, but I'm guessing they're going right back with LA Knight. And a lot of the show was good. Paul Heyman's promo was great. Cody Rhodes' opener was great, so I'll just give it a 7.5 out of 10. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got a premiere that's going to be done tomorrow, 6 p.m. So don't miss it. If you value your lives, don't miss it. But I'll see you guys later, and until next time, peace. Bye, guys.